All right, so the next thing we're doing is a workbook page. It should be page 45 in your lesson book. You need to have a blue pencil and a red pencil as well. And we're just going to start this. So this lesson actually begins with something of a riddle. And the sentence is, the riddle is from our song that we've been learning, Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I just went over it with you. It's Haec amat annulum. So the question is, in the sentence from Mary Had a Little Lamb, Haec amat annulum, who loves whom? Who's doing the loving and who's getting loved? In this saying, is this saying that Mary loves the lamb or that the lamb loves Mary? And what does the ending in annulum tell you? Is this the subject, the nominative, or the direct object, the accusative? So in annulum, the is it the subject or the direct object? Well, we're not going to figure that out right quite yet. We're going to figure it out by looking at another sentence altogether, which is right here. Maria amat annulum. Okay, so in this sentence, Maria amat annulum, what is the nominative subject? Well, let's figure out first. I always think it's best to find what's happening in the sentence. So is Maria a thing that's happening? Is amat something that's happening? Or is annulum something that's happening? Well, we know annulum is the little lamb. And we know Maria has to do with Mary. So amat means to love, to love. So that's the thing that's happening. And who is doing the loving? Maria amat annulum. That is the subject. The nominative is the one who's doing the loving. So I would say, are you guessing? Maria. Maria is the nominative subject. So write it on in and look for sure. Maria doesn't have a dot over the I, but Maria has a macron, right? So it's hard for me to write through the phone. Maria. Okay, that's the nominative subject. And whom does Mary love? Of course, annulum. Write it in. It's got that silent G like lasagna. Annulum. I keep reminding you, but that's how you'll remember. Okay, so what function, since Mary loves annulum, what function does annulum have in this sentence? It's not the nominative subject, so it must be the direct object or the accusative. There they are written up there. I'm going to give you a shortcut so you don't have to write all of that. And we're just going to do this. D-O in capital letters both. That's direct object. Or you can abbreviate accusative by writing ACC, accusative. So direct object / accusative. It's the same thing. Okay. So now we have two sentences for you to copy. There's a space here to copy. Annus Mariam diligit. And then we have Maria amat annum. Are you ready? We're going to copy the two sentences below. That's the first thing. So you do it and I'll do it. Is that annus with the G? Annus. And then Mariam gets the macron again over the I. And then diligit also has macron over the first I. And then dots over the other two. Annus Mariam diligit, period at the end of the sentence. Before we go on to the second one, it says circle the subject in red and the direct object in blue. and label them S for the subject and DO for the direct object. Okay, so we're circling the subject in red. Anus Mariam diligit. Well, I'm going to underline diligit 2 times because that is the one that also means to love, and that's the action. Who's diligiting? In this case, Anus loves Mary. So we're circling it in blue. If you had a highlighter, you could do that too. And then we're writing S over the top. Oh, I goofed. Didn't I do this last time too? Well, we're circling it in red. Sorry about that. But nothing that's done improperly can't be fixed. Just doesn't look quite as pretty. Okay, anus in red. And then we're going to circle the direct object in blue. So here we go. That's it. And over the top we write D-O. Anus Mariam diligit. Okay, next sentence. Maria amat anum. I hope you're beginning to see as we do it that there is also a big clue for what a direct object is. And it happens at the end of every word. Maria amat, that's the verb, loves, means the same thing as diligit. Maria amat anum. This time we'll get it right. Which one is the subject? Who is loving? In this case, Maria, subject. And who is being loved? Anum. That's the direct object. D-O. Okay, look at our direct objects. Mariam and anum. We've talked about this before. What's the thing that's the same for both the direct object and this direct object? That little ending letter right there. Okay, so when we say at the top, Hek amat anulum, who is being loved? Love is the verb, amat. And there we see this little ending right here. So anulum is the one being loved, the direct object. And Hek is meaning she, Mary. She loves the lamb. Hek amat anulum. Okay, so I think we already covered this. What do you notice about the accusative direct object endings? Circle the correct response. The first declension noun, Maria, has an or an in the accusative. Look up here in the accusative, the direct object, it has an So circle The second declension masculine noun, anus, has an or an in the accusative. You figure it out on your own. But there's anum, or and I'm sure you have it. Okay, that's the worksheet for today. Gracias, TV.